Hi everyone, just thought I would do another quick demo. I'm going to zoom her in. I'm going to start first with something that I've already stitched, and I know it's got a lot of blue around it and it's all very pretty, but I sort of thought, well, I might just throw some paint at it and see what happens. What I've done here is use the resist, which is this one here. And I call it permanent because the colour stays, and it's a jacquard product, and they're only like $10.50. And then I got this fella, which I just suctioned it out, and then I had it easy for me to apply. Now I have my paint thing here. The paints that I'm going to try and play with are the Dyna-flow, which is this fella. No, that's textiles, not that one. So that's these. And let's see, we've got all of them. Yep. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's one missing, and 8. So that's them here. Okay. So if you're on board with me, say hello, say g'day. It's good to have you here. If not, and you're here afterwards, welcome. And I hope you enjoy. So looking at the piece I've got here, there's a lot of pink and a lot of blue around it and a lot of purple, and it's very shiny and all that sort of stuff. And it does really stand out, and that's really good. But I thought that I might, I don't know, just change it up. And I thought each section, because I've started to do this in sections, you can see, and I might do a couple of videos on free motion quilting, g'day Redo, and finish off all the way around it. But I thought I might throw some paint and see what happens. And before I do that, I have to put the resist in. So I've got a black going around here, which is perfect for what I want, and then the gold going up here. And I've done it on either side, and made sure I've gone off the fabric, like to the edge of the fabric. Again, with any kind of resist, you do need to make sure that there are no gaps. I can see a gap right there. So I'm just going to touch that up, because even wet, it will do what it needs to do. Oh, come on, work with me. There we go, just enough. So I am going to wash out that nib. I don't want to leave it sitting in there. Otherwise, what happens, it'll dry in there. So you do need to wash them out. I'm just going to pop it in some water for now. And that's ready. Now, maybe in the blues and mauve tones, and this one's called Violet. So I'm going to pop that on my little thing here. Like that. The dogs have just come in. And then I'm going to then use the white, because I want to lighten it up. Just put it next to it. And I've got my large brush again, which is a really good one for like watercolour. You see how rich it is, very rich. And I'm going to create a little bit of a lighter version. So I've got the dark and the light. And just adding a little bit at a time, just to see what it'll do. And then just use water to help move it out. And you can see it starts grabbing the top. It's got a really nice feel to it, this paint. So I just dip the brush into water, and you can see straight away it creates that pebble look from the stitching. Just gonna wet the area a little bit more. Open the bed, Candy. And start to add some paint to it. Hi, Julianne. So I'm just wetting, because you can use these inks wet or dry. So what they mean is that when you apply it to either a dry fabric or you can apply it to a wet fabric. So when applying to a dry fabric, you'll find that it won't spread as much, but it still spreads, and it'll be a lot darker. Now I can see that's starting to bleed under there, so obviously I haven't put enough resist in. So my next one here is, and you can see it here too, it's doing it as well. So there's definitely not enough resist. So these are going to have, I'm going to have purple going all the way around by the looks if I keep that up. So, and of course, the wetter you have it, the more chance of it bleeding. And I'm not overly worried because these little arms that are out here, I can actually do them paint over them. Don't let her do that, Boo. So I thought I'd try it on here and see what happens. And look, I love the look of it, but it has bled underneath that resist, which is a bit annoying, but anyway, we'll deal with it. So over here, you can see no resist here, like there's none around that, but just straight colour onto that. You can see how deep it is in tone. Such a huge difference in colour. Sorry, Mr. Start, what are you using? I'm using Dyna-flow. And it sort of flowed out underneath there because I haven't put enough resist on. And that's my fault, but we live and learn. So when I come to do this next block, which will be another day, I'll be blending a purple through. Could you just move your hard line over as much? Hard line. No, this hard line here. Well, I could put another one there if I wanted to, but it's already sort of bled past it. The only thing I could do would be, I'll just use the black for example. A very thick line, but it'll do. Just put that there. And one over here. And then come back, because it's still wet, it might not be happy about me putting more paint to it, so we'll see what happens. Fingers crossed. So it could just stop there or it could keep going. It depends on how much paint I've got in there too, I suppose. Seems to have stopped it this time. But like I say, it doesn't matter. I can always come back and paint over that again. It's no big deal. But it just gives you a different look to your background. So instead of just dealing with what you've got, you know, it's not a bad fabric. It's a nice fabric. But if you didn't want blue and you wanted a mauve and you couldn't find a mauve that suits, then you can paint the fabric. I mean, there's no law that says you can't. Oops. So it seems to have stopped it now, which I'm happy about. And because that resist is wet, I'm grabbing it with the paintbrush accidentally. So it gives you an idea of how it stops it. Moving on to the next thing, which is the one I wanted to show you. This is just a sample piece. Is this fella. Now, fingers crossed I've put enough on this. So this is the actual machined foot bag from Yazzii. Don't ask me how much it is. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. Yeah, look. Sewing machine feet organizer, $49.95. That's them there. So I thought I would, because that's the front of it, or the back or something like that. So I thought I would do a resist on the stitch lines. Now, it's still a little bit wet, but we're going to deal with that as we go. And I'm going to use both Dyna-flow and the texture one, because the texture one's a little bit thicker, but it still will have, it's still got that movement in it. It will still run. I'm just grabbing some colours. This is a real experimental type thing. And if I stuff it, it's okay. So we'll just deal with it. Now, colour-wise, I don't want the emerald. I'll go with a red and a purple. Let's see what I'm... Okay. Let's see what we do and what we come up with. All right, now I've got a damp brush, not wet. And I'm just going to add it in. See what it does. Fingers crossed. It doesn't go any further than the line. So far, so good. So if you notice, I run the brush next to the line, but not on it, just to let the paint blend, like bleed to the edge, but without it going any far. So fingers crossed that works. So far, so good. And I'm only picking up the tiniest little bit of paint on the end of my brush and just doing a little bit at a time. I'm doing that less is more thing. The horse turned out really well, didn't it, so far? Happy with it. I've got it outside, washed the what's they call it? Oh my God, I've gone nuts. The resist out, and I'm just waiting for it to dry. So next one I'm going to do is a red. And because it's a dark fabric underneath, it won't really show bright, so probably will come back and use a different paint over the top as well. So just dabbing that paint on. That looks all right. It did. I can't wait to give that a go myself. Absolutely. And did you show the peanut gallery? Me likey. All right. Next, I might try the greeny color, see what happens. I don't think the white will do anything. Black might be good too. And there's also a brown and a blue, so I'll get the blue out. All right, next one. So once you've washed your brush, make sure you get all that excess water off there, otherwise it'll drip down your brush. And it'll make a hell of a mess. And the only thing I can really suggest when doing these sort of things is to really let the paint do its work, because less is definitely more in these. So let's try black. Nice. Blue. Blue in here. I'm wondering whether a yellow will work, so we'll give it a go. Because it's so light in colour, I'm a bit frightened it might not work and I might make a mess out of it. Let's try it. A little bit greeny looking, but that's okay. I might be able to get the other paint on top just to brighten it up. Hmm? My daughter's here with me if you didn't notice. All right. So I'm going to see what this does. Adding this on might be too wet. Yeah, it is. So we'll just wait till she dries. Now we're going to put the blue again. Are we going to go blue? Yes, we are. Is that Candy snoring? I think I can hear Candy snoring. And they're just popping in for a quick look. Hi, Judy. How you going? We're just painting one of the covers of, or one of the actual bags. The next colour will be black, so we'll go to that one. That's going to be here. What was that? How I quiet. Thought I had no volume on. No, I get into a bit of a zone when I paint, whether it be fabric or canvas. I do that. I get into a little bit of a zone, and I sort of fade out a little. That's just me. Hi, Stella. How you going? All right. Just touch up some of that black there. Didn't quite have enough paint. All right, next one's going to be that green again. I'll just soak that up into the brush. I might have to get some more. There we go. So these paints, again, are called Dyna-flow from Jacquard. Really lovely the way they flow, but you do definitely need a resist. You can see how they flow. Next colour I'm going to do is a red. I pulled out all my new trims this morning. They are so special. Yeah, specky. Yeah, they are, aren't they? They're beautiful. So I am going to do another demo with those too, because the lovely Yasmita has asked me to do one for her. I did say that she could have mine, but she said, no, that's fine. And she's given me a black one. So I'm going to do some stuff on hers. And yeah, I'm doing the right colour. Yeah. So I'm going to do that as well. So I might do that tomorrow. That was my daughter slamming the door. Not slamming, but shutting. I also think that I will add some Lumiere to this as well. But I'll wait until this dries. Looks so much better than in real life. Oh yeah, they are. They're just beautiful. Oh, the camera never does it any justice, does it? It's funny. It's like this. You probably look at it and go, "Oh, it's checkered." It's actually really quite pretty. And some purple. Next. So I think I've just about bought her almost out of House and Home of those trims. I do have some more of them, but not a huge amount left. They're pretty amazing things. I know I've got Rick Rack still here. Those really unusual colours and that. I've got the felt flowers still, but we won't. I'm not going to do any more sales until the new year. I think, you know, I don't know about you, but I've had enough of selling, and I just want to create. So you probably had enough of buying. Next one is going to be yellow. So I'm just going along in a bit of a theme, just grabbing one of each of the colours except for white and brown. I'm still waiting for my trims to arrive. Australia Post not doing so well. Oh, Terry. Well, I did send everything by express, so it shouldn't be too far away. Yeah. She said, I've got some bloody things to answer to. I don't care how often, like, you know, I mean, Australia Post were still working in the 1900s, weren't they? They know what happens when you have they've seen other countries go through a pandemic, and it's not rocket science. And we got a heads up that it was coming. Yeah, they won't be that far away. You should get them by, God, if you haven't got them by next Wednesday, I'd be really surprised, really surprised. Sounds like a plan. I have one or two things I need to sew and create with. Yes, absolutely. No post is slow. I have a couple of Michelle's sitting at my local depot since the 15th. That's disgusting. That's really bad. Really bad. They should be ashamed of themselves, honestly. They charge so much for postage. And that's why I did the express, because it's all supposed to be caught up now and they're better. And the last time I sent express, everyone, obviously except for Rado, got their stuff really quickly. Got beauty. But obviously, I know it's warmer up there, Rado, but the Australian their postage is shit. Just saying. Sorry. I have Post Tracker and I'll watch them. Yeah. Yep, the one after it has arrived, but the one with all my trims is still coming. Hoping it comes in a week. Oh God, I hope so too. Definitely all sent. I know that for sure. Don't make that mistake bloody twice. Yeah, definitely all gone, and it's registering as that it's there somewhere. It's not sort of saying, anything other than that. I sometimes wish there was a different provider for us, Australia Post. That, yeah, they have the market, and unfortunately, that's it. Because I went and spoke to quite a few different courier places and all that sort of stuff. And to be honest with you, I mean, they could get it there quicker, which is a bonus. But unless you wanted to pay twice the amount of postage, it wasn't, and yeah, it's a lot of money. Not in the back of the car. No, definitely not. I made sure of that. I can bloody back that in 100%. Definitely not. Yeah, I couldn't believe that day. Oh, I laugh about it now, but I was so angry with myself. Oh my God. It's obscene. Yeah, I know. Sometimes Sendle is cheaper and pick up from. Well, they won't. They won't pick up from here, Julianne. They won't. Apparently, I'm too far out. Half an hour from Ballarat is too far, apparently, which I think is just ridiculous. No one's just starting to bleed under there, so hopefully I can get this to it before it does anything revolting. But then if you're not home, there's possibly they could take it to their depot. Yeah, and another delay. Yeah, with the amount of parcels they would get from you, Michelle, they should pick up from your place. Yeah, I know. I told them. And they just went, no, we don't come out there. And I said to them, well, and they wanted to know the average size and blah, blah, blah. And then, and also I couldn't, I'd have to enter everything into them first, excuse me, and then invoice you guys. So whereas with Australia Post, I can sort of pretty much once I know the weight of it, I know how much it's going to cost. Unless it's a massive box and then I have to wait. But with them, no, they said, no, it absolutely depends. If it's anything more than this size, blah, 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 you won't get it at that price. And they just made it really hard. I'm not doing it, not playing that game. I'm not putting you guys through a different provider just so that, because I've got the shits up with Australia Post. Well, that would be a bit rough. Oops, a bit of a hair there. Got it. Nearly there. So Monday, Rado, we're doing the class again, and I'm going to show you guys how to do your own pattern. No, either Geelong or Ballarat, Judy. They both. They wouldn't come out here. Well, Geelong they're an hour away. Ballarat's half an hour away, and they just wouldn't touch it. No. And that was a couple of places, because one of them, I think it might have been Sendle, that they said, that you just organise and they come out and pick up. And I went, beauty. And then I put my address in and they went, no, we don't come out to there. I went, right. I would have to take, it's the pits. I would have to take it to Ballarat. They won't come out here. Yeah. So, all right, so we've got it all painted, just up here, all painted, all pretty colours in a row. Now, I know that it's still wet, but I am going to try, and if it doesn't work, I'll cry and curl up in a corner or something. It looks like it's going to sit on it, but I don't know if it'll let me do what I want to do. Might be a little bit too wet still. Yeah. I just sweep that off. Yeah, right. So, yes, I'm hoping to have all borders on. Wishful thinking, I'm sure. Yeah, well, we'll also we'll talk about quilting as well, and I think we'll do some demos, but we'll do that where everyone can join in, or what I'll do is I'll do it with you guys first. We'll have a bonus one or something like that in the new year, and we'll do a bonus feature of doing some quilting on it on the sit-down machine with the rulers. Maybe that might be a really good way to go with the fun and fancies. They're great, and then we can then after that's been there for a little bit. Then how's the new TV going? And then after that, then we will. I'll share it live, but just so that you guys get it first, a little bit like Patreon, where you but without you having to pay any more. So that's it there. So if I was to close this, and I know I'm being brave because it's not dry. Just let me close that. So it would close over. So this will all clean up. It'll be lighter. And maybe thinking is that on here, I know I'm testing, never get to use it. It's the biggest in the house, and the others love it. Of course they do. That's it. Zip gone. Especially considering you broke the other one. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to draw freehand, a bit of a flower, Bit of a funky flower. Oop, bit of a blob. And yes, I know it's not dry, but I am going to let that, I'm going to actually put some paint in there, even though it's not dry. So don't growl at me if I stuff it. All right, fingers crossed. Here we go. Let's see if it'll do it. Ready? Smaller brush this time, because I've got a small area to paint in. We're just going to make a purple flower, I think. Fingers crossed. All looking okay. So I'm coming above, like top down, and just running that down there. Same here. He has a 65 TV, watching the old TV. I think it's 30 inch. Yeah, I think mine in my room is, or our room is around about a 50 inch. That's big enough. It's way too big. Barely fits on my stand. Actually, after Bretto broke hers, I thought, I might have to get one of those wall hanger things. Just a little bit more purple. Yeah, not really something you want to spend money on this time of year. That'd be like replacing your washing machine. I know it doesn't play TV shows, but it'd feel the same. Or a dishwasher, because it's just like a white good, isn't it? So far, so good. So all I've been doing is getting the paint. I get the brush, and I just dip the end of it in and let the brush soak up some of the paint. And just move your hand really quickly. Don't let it drip. So as soon as you can get it upright, that's what you want to do. So upright. So you know how I had all my dishwasher had my dishwasher. So here's naughty. Don't talk about washing machines. I just replaced one. Oh my god. It was naughty Ratto giving me the remote to change the batteries. It would have been so much cheaper. Yes. Did you see that I have a new granddaughter? I know. I saw that. Congratulations, Julianne. Exciting. Very exciting. I'm hoping that mine is years from doing that because she's only 18. But I know I'll be just as excited as you are. All right, so the one in the middle, painted, I'm going to try it. I've got this horrible suspicion it's just not going to take. I'm really frightened I'm going to touch that wet black stuff. Resist. Okay, I'll get there later with some other. Oh, very cute. So that is going to be my, I know, that is going to be my holder for my, what's the names? I won't open that one now. I'll put that on there because that would be, and you're nagging when you remind me to. All right, so I'll show you again what it is. These are in the other day. Let me open this little booger. Sticky tape. So this is it here. I'm just showing you. I'm not asking to buy it, and I'm not selling anything to you. But I just want to show you what it is. So that's it there. So it's the sewing machine feet organizer. I'll eventually get it up on my website. No, they don't respond to nagging, nor to children, nor to husbands. That's it there. I'll just zoom out a little. Here we go. So it's got bigger pockets. The other one I had was probably not quite as wide. So it's got all these, like lots of little pockets, and then the big ones over here for your walking feet and stuff. So yeah, it's exactly right. So that, and then it's got the ones on the back here and the big zipper here. So that's that one. That's the one I'm just doing, just in case you're wondering what it is. What did I say? How much for that? I don't even remember. $49.95. So that is it there. Right. Yep. So just don't ask anymore. So I refuse to do the dishes. He washes the dishes, but he's not home for another week, so I'm doing my own. Bribery's good. Yeah, bribery's always good. Dishes. I threaten violence. That generally works for me. And then I threaten to take away those computer things and phones and stuff. So that normally gets them moving through. All right. So thank you for joining me with this one. I appreciate your time. That is it there. I am going to add some more to it, but I do need to dry it before I do. And before I actually do that as well, I also need to wash off the excess resist. So it will go in under the water before I show it to you again. Oh, I'm trying to get this plastic bag on. Come on. How do they get it in there in the first place? There's got to be a set. Oh, no, it's not. It's got to be an easier way than this. Oh, there we go. So, done. Good God. Okay, so thank you for joining me today. It's a trick. Yeah, it looks like Michelle. What was the price? It looks good. Judy, they're $49.95. I won't open this one because, like, I've just painted it, and I know that this stuff here will smudge. So I'll bring it up closer so you can really see. So that shiny black is the resist. It's wet. The paint all in here is all wet, and you can see that it's going to have different colorways through it because of the density of it. Once I wash all that off, I'm also then going to where is it? I'm also going to get some those jewels that we have, those ones that we are like heated up. What are they called? Those embellishment things. Yeah, them. So I'm going to put some of them on because I reckon they'll look good. I'm just dotting some black on there just because it looks like it's going to fade out on me big time. All right, because I'm thinking that we need little jewelry doodahs every so often. And even though the yellow is not bright yellow, I'm not too bad with that because it's sort of like a greeny yellow because of the blue background. So thank you very much for joining me. Much appreciated. Jules would look lovely. See, I know, Stella. Great minds, baby girl. And I'll catch you guys soon. I will be on tomorrow for a couple of demos, and I'm thinking free motion quilting. That's what I'm thinking. Free motion quilting. Bye. Thanks again.